Hi friends, welcome to Take Care of Your Body by Rye. I'm your host, Rylan Rosano, psychology master's student, chronic illness advocate, two-time published author, and a girl who has a lot of questions, and I ask your favorite health and wellness professionals them. Join me every week for a new episode that ties back into taking care of our body, mind, and making sure we never give up on our dreams. I'll see you every Wednesday and Saturday, and make sure you hit subscribe, grab your favorite coffee, and we're about to yap about all things health, wellness, and being human. Hey everyone, today I'm honored to welcome back Alma. Hi Alma, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're like my favorite guest ever, and now we've become really good friends since our last episode, so look at us go.
I know. I'm happy to be back with the updates from the last little bit over a year, so that'll be nice.
Exactly, it will be nice. And now you're also researching a really interesting topic. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and also refresh everyone on, who you are?
Of course. So yeah, Rye introduced me in the first podcast that we did together, which
You guys
was
need to listen to it, by the way.
yeah, definitely listen. Which was in March of last year. My name's Alma, and I'm a PhD candidate at University of California, Berkeley. I'm very interested in athletes and sports because I'm a big endurance athlete. I grew up swimming. I'm also big into running. If you listen to the first episode, that's a lot of what it's about. But my PhD is in molecular and cellular biology. But definitely I'm interested in kind of merging that molecular kind of lab work with human participant research. So trying to get a project kicked off in that realm soon.
You're such a girl boss. I'm so just shocked that you can run so good and so fast. Meanwhile, I'm over here if there's a coffee, I'll run after it, but that's fine.
No, I actually have not been running as much as I've been swimming. So I kind of went crazy with the running and it was so great. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to bust out all these marathons and ultras and whatever. But I was like, I need a rest from all that distance. So I've been doing it, but I've also been swimming. Last weekend, on Saturday, I swam I raced in my first swim meet in over 7 years, which was, which is so fun for me. The pool that I swam at was my favorite pool to race at as a kid. So it was really fun to be back there, actually racing.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome. I love that so much. And it's so hot, so I feel like swimming is just so much more refreshing too. And it's a good workout. People hate on swimming, but it's a really, really good workout.
It's so hard. I've run marathons, which take over 3 hours for me. And then I've also done just some sprint butterfly, and that takes it out of me as much. I'm like, damn, this 40 seconds of butterfly was as hard as a whole marathon. So I feel like if people hate on swimming, it's just because it's so challenging, honestly. Every time I take a long break and then get back into it, I'm like, wow, this is intense.
No, that's crazy that you can compare it to running because I feel like people think swimming's either easier or, oh, you're in water, that's not a good workout. But your body has to work so hard just to regulate itself in the pool. So don't hit on swimming, guys. It's a good workout.
Yeah, don't hate. Also, keep in mind you don't get air. You're not breathing for the
But
breath work. The breath work is so different for swimming versus running. Because obviously for a lot of swimming, your head is, your face is in the water. So yeah, it's nice that I kind of get to compare the two.
exactly. No, that's so interesting. How did you know that you always wanted? Did you know, I guess, that you always wanted to get into research, or did that kind of come to you?
No, I did not. So, wow, let's go way back to 2018, my first semester of undergrad at CU Boulder. I I was studying neuroscience and I knew that research, like I had heard that it existed at universities. But to be honest, like I don't come from a family of scientists. So
I
like
love your dad.
my parents are in business. Like
We had her dad on the pod, guys.
yeah, my dad was on the pod as well. My dad's not a scientist, okay?
It's okay.
Um, but anyway, so like a professor, I was like, okay, like I honestly, to be completely honest, I like didn't really understand that professors, the reason they like the position was so prestigious is because they had labs. Like I didn't even like realize that really. Um, yeah. So
Wow.
that's how like much I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, but anyway, so long story short, or long story really, really long because I did not need to say like half of this stuff. I was part of a club actually, a medical club on campus, and it was really awesome. And there were two seniors in the club who came up one day and they gave a short presentation about a research lab that they worked in. And they said they were looking for someone to help take on the project once they graduated. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I've heard of research. I feel like this is probably like a good thing to be like doing or trying. So I asked them if they would like consider me, even though I was like a baby and had yeah, was just a little freshman. And they said they would, and they were like, you seem like you are interested in learning and have a good personality for this, so why don't you try it out? And yeah, that was like how it got started. It was the lab and that project was focused on stress, like they did like PTSD studies, but more the physiological and molecular aspects like in the brain rather than the psychological or like like any type of like social studies.
It's so interesting. Wow. I love the brain. The human body and like mental health and just all of that, the functionality of things just are so interesting. And it's crazy how like if your physical health isn't right or you're dealing with like a physical condition, your mental health is also going to be off. It's insane. Humans just, the makeup of being a human being is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely found the research so interesting because I've always found like the link between like a change in the physical body and the mind to be so fascinating. And yeah, as a neuroscience major, of course, like that neuroscience was like the brain's the coolest
Right.
thing. Yeah, like I was every single neuro class, like people will ask me what my favorite neuroscience class was, and I was like all of them. Like I cannot pick. I thought they were all so amazing.
No, it's like it's so fascinating and like something that I remember like finding out and I was like this is so upsetting is like people are like always like oh you have such a good heart and I'm like it's literally the brain. It's the brain. The
It's
heart
the
is not
brain.
able to feel stuff like the way people are like oh you have such a good heart. You're such a sweetheart. Whatever. And I'm like it's literally our brains that makes us that way. The heart just functions as an organ.
Yeah, no, it's
People are gonna gasp when they hear that, but it's like it's crazy.
no, it is crazy. Like the brain is kind of like the I don't know. I don't want to say it's like the answer to everything, but
No, it's like the central
definitely
hub for everything.
yeah, like everything kind of circles back to something in the
Okay.
brain, like top-down control. And there's a lot more research over the last like 5 to 10 years that's focused on like it's called bidirectional communication between something in, you know, the body, like the peripheral body outside of the central nervous system, and then what's actually going on in the brain. And yeah, I've always found it super interesting.
It really is. You're just so smart. Like I'm so proud of you, and I just love having conversations with you because I feel like you make my brain, speaking of brains, tick in such a specific way that like when I hang out like with you, I'm gonna like probably go do some research and like want to like write a million gazillion papers. But you're just so smart, and I always learn so much from you. So I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I learned so much from you too. This is like there's so many different variations of like intelligence, and yeah, I'm fortunate that I have some solid academic training and research training and can communicate science in this way. So I feel like it's very beneficial. But I love to hear from you. You're so entrepreneurial and
You wanna
Yeah,
agree? I'm gonna
great.
make them sob and swear. Um, I don't know, like, should we go straight into your PhD and like your research topic, or should we talk a little bit more about running and then dive into it?
I mean, I feel like they're kind of related.
Okay.
So why don't I just chat a little bit about what I'm working on currently, a little bit of background, and like what I hope to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Student.
I'll just get into it.
I was like,
So,
what is this thing? I heard about it when you texted me, and I was like, what is this? So please educate all of us. I'm sure people listening will maybe resonate or will know someone that does. So educate us, Alma. We're all seated.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess like for a little bit of context for where I'm at right now, I'm currently not in California right now. I'm in Colorado, working from my parents' house, mostly on aspects of my PhD that can be done remote. But yeah, one of my friends on campus, she's a fellow PhD candidate. She's awesome. She's involved in a lot of athlete studies and epidemiological studies. And she asked me if I wanted to join her in writing a systemic review paper on genetic variations that contribute to differing levels of blood biomarkers that are indicative of athletic performance. I guess they're not just for athletic performance, but they're biomarkers in the blood that tend to come up when reading about the physiology of like different like athletics, whether that's like an endurance sport or a power sport. So I am working on that aspect of a project, but I was interested in kind of putting my own spin on it. And a lot of the biomarkers that we are studying are they were identified, I guess, when dietitians and physicians studied athletes that were diagnosed with relative energy deficiency in sport, or REDS, which is a condition that happens when an athlete's energy intake is not sufficient to meet their like energy demands. And it comes with a spectrum of physiological and psychological consequences that can be quite detrimental. And oftentimes this prevents the athlete from being able to compete and practice in their sport. They have something that doctors use in like sports medicine that's like a return to play like program or plan. I don't know too much about it, but that's like how an athlete with REDS would eventually be like cleared to play. But the symptoms and effects of REDS can be like long lasting and pretty detrimental to the athlete. And it's very common. But like we still don't know a lot about it. So I was like, all right, we're using REDS biomarkers. I'm studying them in this different context, kind of like the genetic aspects of these biomarkers, like how genetic variation can contribute to differing levels of these in the blood. But I think it's very important to actually hear from athletes and dietitians. So I'm also trying to get qualitative data by interviewing athletes with REDS, but it's really in the early stages. And it requires, there's some documentation that the university still, like, I still need to work with my university on before I can, like, really get into the details. But hopefully compiling some like qualitative and quantitative data on REDS, which is a very prevalent and important issue.
Wow, that is like it's one of those things that like you don't really think about, and then when it comes up, it's like, wow, that makes sense. I mean, would you say it like also impacts like other aspects of health, like mental, bone health, heart health, like digestion and functionality in that regard?
Oh, absolutely. Reds definitely, it has the symptom, like, it has multiple components. Like, I can even, I don't want to say wrong things. But yeah, it affects physiological and psychological health.
Wow.
I think there's various ways that it's assessed and diagnosed. Like, for example, having low levels of T3, which is a thyroid hormone, or like if an athlete is like severely iron deficient. But then there's a whole like spectrum of psychological symptoms as well, like moodiness or depression or lack of motivation. And all of these stem from having insufficient energy intake.
Wow. That's insane how it like really contributes to so much and like maybe you're struggling with all of that and then you don't know and then you get the diagnosis and it's like wow that makes so much sense why I'm feeling all of these symptoms.
Yes, exactly. As someone who has competed, obviously, in endurance sports for a very long time, like over 20 years now, I can say that like the fueling aspect is just as challenging, if not more, than any of the actual training, which is why I became so interested in this project in the first place and why I was so excited when my friend, her name's Cecilia, I'm just shout her out. She's
Oh,
super great. We also taught together as graduate student instructors last fall, so that was really fun. But I was really excited when she asked me to join the team because I just feel like I can just like relate to this project. I'm just like,
makes
yeah.
sense. I mean, can it affect anyone, like men and women, or is it more like something that affects women?
It affects both men and women. Um, where the like risks of who's at risk, it's not fully clear, which is also why like getting this like getting biological data and like qualitative interview data would be really amazing. And also why like doing the type of project that we're doing right now, trying to just, investigate variations in biomarkers is so important so we can get a better understanding of like, who's susceptible to this. But it does affect both males and females.
Makes so much sense. I wonder if it contributes to like amenorrhea, like loss of period.
Oh, yes, it definitely does. Like that's it's one of the like signs like you could that you have it. It's not in everyone,
Wow.
but that's yeah.
Makes sense. Your body's so stressed out. It's like, well, I don't need to get like that's not something that you need to technically have to function. So your brain just switches that off and, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like it's a
exactly.
necessity. So let me try and, save some energy. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy that this is a thing and like I'm just finding it out. Like I'm just like my mind is blown.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when research. This is such a new project for me, so I'm still kind of familiarizing myself with the field, but I don't know when research for REDS took off, but I know that awareness of it, I think, is becoming more common, especially as like tools to diagnose
Hmm.
REDS and also just to better measure energy intake and performance in athletes come about. Like it's easier to study this type of like disorder, but yeah, it's still pretty new, so it's not surprising that you haven't heard of it, but I'm glad you're learning about it now.
Now I am, and now I can like maybe help other people. And I'm probably gonna go on Instagram and see so many things about it now. You know how it is when you talk about something, and then it's like
Oh, it's yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
they're always listening.
They always are. So now I'm just gonna be watching. I'll be like texting. I'll be like, Alma, guess what's on my Instagram?
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
It's like so it's literally so scary. I'm just like
it's so
"Bleh."
scary. But sometimes it's helpful because then you don't have to go do the excessive research. You're like, oh, it's right here, cool. But no, no, no. I think like having conversations like this is so important because if you don't talk about it, then people like me who have no idea aren't going to be educated. And what happens if like one of my friends is struggling with this and they have absolutely no idea? I mention it or they listen to this episode and then they bring it up to their doctor or dietitian or whatever, medical professional they see, and then suddenly they have answers. I think it's so important to spread awareness on so many conditions, but especially stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because the symptoms can be like very subtle. Um, and I think athletes, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but definitely myself, like there was a point in my own, there's been points in my own like marathon training blocks and whatever where I'm not even aware of like that my fueling is just like off. And then one day I'll take like a few rest days and then I'm like, whoa, I was like really hungry and like really tired. Like that's what makes it so challenging. So I think like, yeah, raising awareness, in athletes, like, especially for like there are some just like general kind of risk factors, I guess. Like endurance athletes, I guess, are more susceptible, for example. Just because like I mean, obvious reasons, like the training volume is so high. Um, Sports that have an emphasis on like aesthetic or weight, so like wrestling, sometimes like dance or cheer, because like the body image emphasis
Right.
can also be at risk. But those are just a couple of things. Besides that, like really, it's a little bit unknown. But then it's important, to also educate like dietitians and clinicians, sports medicine specialists on like, oh, REDS is, something that's common. Here are like physiological signs, and there are also psychological signs as well.
1,000%. Well, now I want to like pick your brain on fueling and rest as well. I mean, I know you kind of just mentioned that you took a rest day and you were like, wow, like your body was telling you so many signals. Have you kind of had periods where you're like, I'm not gonna rest, or maybe you struggled with like giving yourself the rest, and now like do you compare and you're like, wow, like rest is really, really important when you're training at like such a high speed that you are?
I think since I grew up, so I grew up swimming, which we talked about a little bit on the last podcast, but it was intense. In the summers, once I turned like 13, I was averaging 20 hours of practice a week, sometimes more. But there were rest days like built in. Like I wasn't like I never swam on Sundays ever in my entire time growing up, unless there was a meet. And then also for like big meets, we would taper as a team. So because of growing up in that environment, like I've always known that like you need to rest. Like I understand what happens, like, to me personally, that when like I don't rest, and like, so it can be hard to rest because like you think, oh, you're gonna lose progress. I've like, I know what it's like to go from practicing on a Saturday morning and feeling really good, and then having that like 48-hour block where I don't, swim or work out or do anything, and then coming back and feeling a little sluggish and slow. And it's like you don't want to feel that, but that's necessary. Like your body really needs the time to repair muscles, to just kind of like settle, drop the cortisol. Like it's especially in running, my goodness, it gets so hard on the brain and body. You really need that time.
1,000%. And then it prevents injury. Like no one wants to have to like, stop running for a longer period of time because they broke their ankle or, fell. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's more like it's one day, sure, and like you're probably gonna be like, oh, like I'm gonna lose progress, this and this and this. But then if you push yourself to continue to run, then you're gonna probably get an injury or hurt yourself, and then you can't run. You know what I mean? So it's like, at what cost are we, gonna continue to perform for? Give your body a rest day, and then you can get back at it tomorrow.
Absolutely. And like circling back to Reds, um, having like repeat injuries,
Hmm.
or getting sick, like reduced immune function, are two signs that perhaps an athlete's, it's not, oh, guarantee you have Reds, but it's a sign that the energy intake of an athlete could be insufficient.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're so right. Like without those days when you're overworking, you need so much energy. You're not pulling back at all. You can the chance of injury and the chance of illness increases quite a bit.
1,000%. So let's talk about why fueling properly is so important, especially in terms of Reds.
Okay, yeah. In the
Almost like
context,
this is my topic because I am an athlete. I know.
I will say I don't like as someone who just got started on this. I don't want to like I don't want to act like I know more than I really do.
You can speak from your personal experience and then tie it into the research that you found.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it'd be, I'm not going to say any of this as like concrete findings because I'm really not 100% sure.
She's never been
And
to come for her.
and I don't have any findings from my current project. It really like just got started, so I don't have any results to share. But from personal experience, what I can say is that having a fueling strategy, not just for like, let's do it in the I'll do it in the context of marathon because you need a lot of food when you train for a marathon. So having a fueling strategy, not just for like your race day and the few days leading up before, Rye, you've probably heard of like carb loading. Maybe your listeners have too, where like athletes will like carb load, like, starting 3 days before a marathon, something like that. That's important. That's great. But just for like the entire, 16 to 20 weeks or whatever that you're training, making sure that you are getting enough food is so important. I think when I trained for Boston Marathon, which was I ran it in the spring of 2025. So, or starting in like the winter of 2025 is when I was training. I was running at a volume that I never had run before. I think my peak week was like 83 or 84 miles. I did not understand how much food my body needed to run that much. That was just as much of the learning for me as like actually running that many miles. I was hungry all the time. And I was like, wow, this is like what I had to kind of, I don't know, just like accept and get used to was like very frequent like snacks and small little meals. That's what worked best for me like throughout the day. Like I was, obviously eating like normal breakfast,
Right.
but like consistently, like literally hourly putting something in my body. And even then there were times where I was like, I can't even like keep up. Like I'm just hungry. Um,
That's so interesting.
so yeah, yeah, it was a lot. And like, of course, then like I clocked that info that's like personal, data
Right.
on myself. And I ran the Chicago Marathon as well last year in October of 2025. And I was like, okay, now I know that like I should not be hungry for like 3 days in a row. Like that means I'm like under fueling. And I would like notice, signs in myself as well if I wasn't eating enough. Like I don't know if this would apply to everyone, but like I'm in school. I work in an academic environment. There's times when I need to like, focus and like read a bunch of papers. And if I found that after like 30 minutes my brain was wandering and I couldn't focus, I'm like, all right, I'm getting hungry. Like I need to eat something. And then like obvious sign, more obvious signs, like literally if your stomach is like rumbling, that's a more like physical sign. But you'd be surprised at how many people like don't pay attention to this and like that can, have consequences for under like in terms of under fueling later on. So those are just some of the things that I've learned. You can ask me more about like any part of that, but that's just like a broad overview.
No, and it's so interesting how many calories your brain needs just to function. And then I'm like, wow, adding on top of that exercising as much as like runners and professional swimmers and, all these amazing like professional endurance athletes, like you guys probably have to eat so much just to make sure you're giving your body enough fuel for the sport you're doing.
Oh, girl, like this is such a funny story. This is low-key. Dude, well, definitely laugh, but this is like low-key so like embarrassing. So there was one point in the Boston Marathon training last year where I had a dream one night about a donut that had chocolate frosting and rainbow sprinkles. And I literally woke up the next day and I was like, I'm not one of those people that like takes dreams as signs, but I was like, I must just be like so hungry. And there's a grocery store that's like 2 blocks from my apartment. And I walked there. They did not have that donut. And I was like, okay, no, this won't do. I walked another like quarter of a mile to a different grocery store to find that exact donut. And I was like, wow. So anyway, long story short, also if you're dreaming about donuts, that might mean you need more food. And
Yeah, if you're thinking about food, I think that means, like, if you're excessively thinking about food throughout the day, I think that means you need more food. Like, why are we so focused on that? There's so much to do within the day.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't even like talk about that. Like if you're there's of course a lot of stimuli that can
Right.
trigger you to like crave food. I think probably your listeners definitely know this. That's a lot of the demographic is interested in this topic, but yeah, like seeing like a photo of your favorite food or like, there's a lot of cues, but it is true. Yeah, I feel like if you literally cannot stop thinking about it, or if you're like dreaming about a specific chocolate donut, like
Oh,
that might be a sign. Wait, are you
smart. The brain
oh,
is so
sorry.
smart. I said the brain is so smart.
No, it is so smart. Like I, I just talked a long bit about like how I majored in neuroscience. Like
Hey,
the reason I did that is because like I just think dreams are like so cool. So
sure.
um I think they do so, like a lot of the times communicate some like subconscious information that your brain is storing. And most of the time I don't remember my dreams in that much detail, but yeah, if it's like super specific food related like that, I've learned that I'm like probably hungry.
No, 1,000%. I don't know. It's just so interesting. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'm over this thing, and then I'll dream about it. I'm like, maybe I'm not.
No, oh my gosh, like yeah, there's been times actually where I've had some dreams recently. Like I don't know why this has all happened in the last like not the donut dream, that will be like really specific and I'll wake up and write them down. Like I'm not a person who journals every day, nothing like that, but like if a dream is that detailed and specific and I actually remember it, I wake up and I write that down. I'm like, what was that? Like
Literally, no, it's so, so, so interesting. I don't know. I think it tells a story for sure.
I also was gonna ask you, where are you at with your like schooling and everything right now?
I just finished year one of my master's.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you.
But so in what though? What's your master's in?
I'm doing psychology.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yay. That's so interesting.
I remember telling you like I wanted to do nutrition and then I kind of was like this is way too much math. I mean, I have like my undergraduate degree in nutrition and psychology, but it just was too much and I was like I can't. I'm not going to force myself to take classes that are just overwhelming me and I'm not the best at like chemistries and that sort of thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm very sweet. I'm very empathetic. I love the brain and I think I would thrive more and I've been loving it so far.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you want to like?
Be a psychologist.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time in my life, and maybe it'll still happen, where I thought I would get more into the psychology aspect of the brain because I've done some work on that a little bit,
Hmm.
but for some reason, then like on the research side, it's always ends up being very like, yeah, molecular and yeah, maybe more mathy for me.
You're so,
Not there's some
no,
crazy math
you're
people
so,
at Berkeley. I'm
you're
not
so
doing math compared to them.
You're so
But
genius. That's why we get along so well. You handle like the hard science and the math, and I'm like, into like the empathy and the emotional side. And I mean, like, I can do some science, but no, not all of it. No, no, no.
no, you need both though. Like,
Take the chemistry for me, Alma. Just
oh, no, I absolutely will. Like, actually, my favorite class, so I loved my neuroscience classes, but my actual favorite class in undergrad was OChem. I loved it. I loved OChem 1, OChem 2. I also liked OChem 2, but it was much more challenging. But that was definitely my favorite class. Like, that was so great. I thought it was like so fun. Like,
you're so smart. Oh my God.
oh, thank you.
You are, period. I'm gonna keep telling you that. Um, do you think like social media contributes to like reds
Yes, 100%.
in the sense of like it contributes to eating disorders, would you say? I mean, that's like where my brain keeps kind of going in the sense of like the comparison aspect. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting, like you see something and like whether you know it subconsciously or whatever, it's like suddenly like that's what you're gonna start doing. It's like pattern recognition almost.
100%. Yes. I've also been kind of thinking about like eating disorder versus like REDS. I
Mhm.
mean, REDS is something that is like it's in the title, of course, like energy deficiency in sport.
Right.
So they specifically look at athletes. And of course, like eating disorders is, looked at in like a broader context. But I absolutely think social media can contribute. I think it's very challenging, especially nowadays, to figure out what information on social media about nutrition and also fueling for athletes, like specifically, is legit. Also, of course, anything that you're seeing on a social media post is not like tailored to you as an individual.
Right.
And I remember in high school getting special like nutrition coaching as part of my swim team. Like we just did that. And it was like very personalized to me. Like I would meet with this nutritionist and like it was personalized to the events I was doing, the volume of training I was doing each week. And so like looking at just a social media post that's so like general and who knows where the information comes from, like who knows if it's like credible.
Right. Especially in the
I
world
think
of AI.
yeah, oh my gosh, AI. Um, I think it absolutely contributes, like just misinformation and um, athletes and coaches not knowing what to do with the information, and there's like confounding information, and then like marketing from brands like gets tied in there, like companies just trying to sell a product, and who knows if it's been tested or who knows if it's beneficial. It's all quite confusing. So yeah, it's definitely no wonder that like athletes and then just regular people in general are like confused how to fuel and like what to eat. Like it's already challenging as it is, and then I think social media adds an added layer to navigate that is just makes it more challenging in my opinion.
1,000%, I think so as well. Like, how would you say we separate performance goals from appearance goals? I think that's an important question to be asking.
That's a really great question. Um, yes, like honestly, I'm very fortunate. Like swimming it's a very like body positive sport. And I don't know if like that's the right term, like how to say it, but like
I'd say so, yeah.
okay, yeah, like there's not like scrutiny on, appearance. Um, I don't think that's the same in a lot of other sports, definitely not for women,
Right.
unfortunately. But something I just think like you have to think about is like, especially, if you're training, if you're like an elite athlete, like a professional or, a collegiate athlete, like you didn't get there because you look a certain way.
1,000%.
Like, yeah, like and if you're a, pro athlete, like you're not getting paid to, look a certain way. You're getting paid to, win races or win games or whatever. Like, choose the nutrition that's gonna like optimize that. And like you also need to still be a functioning person outside of, your sport. Like if you are too tired to, continue be a student, if you're a collegiate athlete, like maybe your nutrition is off. And both aspects of life are important at that stage, I would say. So none of it is about like how you look. Like that's like there's no like that's just kind of the
That
point.
upsets me. I hate when people are like, oh, like she's a better athlete because she looks a certain way, or like, oh, she's a better person. And I'm like, why are we tying like
Why?
to people's personalities or performance?
Yeah, it's a tough topic to talk about because like I don't know. I think it's like it's a sensitive topic. A lot of people's like opinions and beliefs are also tied into it. But yeah, I would just say like like perform to like be the best version of yourself and the best like athlete that you can be. And fuel based on that rather than focusing on what you look like. And then I think if you focus on those two, those first two positive things, like being the best version of yourself and performing your best in your sport, like everything else will kind of fall into place. Like, does that make sense?
No, it does, and I feel like what I always say is when you feel properly and you work out the amount your body needs, emphasis on the feeling properly, your body's gonna look the way it needs to look. Like the weight you are at the weight you are when you're doing what makes you feel the healthiest is the weight you're supposed to be at.
Absolutely. And,
Period.
no, it's such a good thing to talk about. Like, I think, like, your body will also, like, this is kind of related. This is a little bit more of a tangent, but, like, it's related enough. Your body will, like, speaking of like mind body connection, like, you'll get signals from your body if, like, you're at the appropriate, like, weight or, like, performance level, I guess. Like, if you're, fatigued all the time, maybe you're like running what you consider fast times, but like it's not a good feeling. Like your body's telling you something. Like so just paying attention to things like that. Like you want to be comfortable, you want to be like upbeat and excited about your life and your sport. And I don't necessarily think that the way to go about that is to hyperfixate on your appearance.
I agree, 1,000%. And I think like no one should hyperfixate on anyone's appearance. Like, don't comment on other people's bodies and just like enjoy your sport. Like, come on.
Yeah, honestly, like that's also wild. Like
Right?
I can't imagine like it just rubs me the wrong way to um point out other people's bodies and
Right? Because you never know what someone's dealing with. Like, it could be an eating disorder, as we both have related to. It could be a chronic condition, like I deal with one. Like, you never truly know what someone is enduring, and you could say something and even think like you're being like maybe quote unquote positive or helping them out or something, but like you're commenting on someone else's body at the end of the day, and you're not in their body. That's not your right to be commenting on, and you don't know what they're experiencing. Like, what? It hurts my head, like, and my heart, but, technically my head, going back to that. Like, why are we thinking it's, like, okay to just bring up in society, like, oh, her genes, or oh, this, oh, that? I'm like, focus on yourself.
yeah, I think like yeah, this is where you're so good because I'm so focused on like the scientific aspects of these, like getting, like diagnostic criteria for like reds and all that. And it's so important to have like individuals like you and others in the psychology field working on like more social change aspects.
1,000%.
Um,
The understanding, because, like, why, like, what within you thinks that you need to fulfill a need by commenting on someone else's body? Like, let's go talk about that. Like, what?
no, exactly. You also you would really appreciate this. So
Ready?
I am part of this group on campus called the Body Diversity and Weight Inclusion Work Group.
I love that.
It was founded by a wonderful group of registered dietitians at UC Berkeley, and we just do a lot of various types of work on Berkeley's campus to like reduce weight stigma and to raise awareness about like what happens when you know, comment on someone's appearance, like the impacts of that. Like we send out newsletters about topics like that. We actually worked with the health center on Berkeley's campus to make it optional for students to weigh themselves at doctor's appointments
I love that.
because a lot of the time, like it can be, especially for like a like woman in like college, that can be like a very like uncomfortable or like unwanted experience, and like your body weight doesn't necessarily indicate like your it's not a holistic picture of your health, I guess.
100%.
So there are a lot of efforts going on like that at Berkeley, and I'm happy that I get to be a part of them. I hope other college campuses kind of like do that. I think Berkeley's usually a bit ahead of the game in aspects like that, but yeah, I thought you would appreciate that.
I know, I do. It's a needed initiative because I think so many people feel like especially in college, they go into college or, leaving high school or whatever, and they feel the need to like change themselves. And there is no need to change yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. Your body's meant to look the way it's supposed to look, and you're not meant to look like someone else. So I think like having, clubs like that and organizations like that is so important because it like reminds people like I can just be me in this space and there's nothing wrong with the way I look. And then it also stops people that, have the damn courage to comment on someone else's body. Like, why are we doing that? Why? So I think it really is educational and informative, but also probably makes a lot of people feel less alone. So we need more colleges doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And that's like such a good point of like, so I think a lot of the times, yeah, like taking this outside of athletics, even like the focusing on appearance, yeah, definitely comes from a like desire to like, yeah, conform to a certain standard or fit in to a certain group, and getting people more just comfortable with like their own appearance and like owning that like it's you look how you're meant to look and you're like beautiful. Like that's
Exactly.
yeah.
You're in your own way, and like you're beautiful if you're going through something too. Like, and if your body's going through something, like please be nice to it. Like, I've definitely in the last few months, like not having energy and like having to like rebuild in physical therapy and all of that. Like, I've compared my body to like other people's, and I'm like, why am I doing that? I need to be nice to my body. It's going through a lot right now, and like it will get to back to where I want it to be, but like I'm not gonna get anywhere positive comparing myself to a damn athlete who doesn't have a nervous system condition. Like, it's just gonna put me in a mental, like box of like, oh my God, I feel like shit about myself, even though it's not in my control. And I think like at the end of the day, our bodies are doing the best they can. We all are dealing with something mentally, physically, emotionally, and we need to be kind to ourselves. You're not supposed to look like the damn Rock. Like, no one's gonna look like him. We're gonna look the way we need to look. And if you want to be like Amma and be cool and run and get into swimming, do that. If you don't want to do that, that's okay too. Like, there's so many forms of movement and activity out there, and you don't need to fit into one category because you want to look like America's Next Top Model. Like, come on, that's not realistic. And she's probably not really happy with herself anyways. Because so many people like think like, oh, if I look a certain way, I'm going to be happier. And then you look the way you want it to look, and then you're not happy because it's not, and it doesn't have anything to do with your appearance at the end of the day. It doesn't.
Absolutely. And like I think you touched on a good point, which is you're like I have seen my own body look
Mhm.
different at so many different
Points.
stages depending on what I'm doing and what I'm prioritizing in my life.
Right.
Like there's always kind of a nice like set point that I like kind of settle at in terms of like weight and like body comp and whatever. But if I so like obviously when I was running 80-mile weeks, I was naturally just like a little bit lighter. I was also a lot fitter than I am right now. Not like I'm unfit right now, but like it's a completely different like
Different era of your life.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like the fitness for a marathon is like crazy. Like I wasn't expecting to maintain that year round.
Right.
And then your body looks different. And like that just happened. It's not like better or worse one way. It just depends on what you're doing and like the needs at the time. And yeah, like if I'm out sick for 5 days, like yeah, I also like look different.
Right.
And it's not bad. I'm not like mad at myself for getting sick. Like that's so if you start thinking about it and
Right.
talking about this in like the way that we are right now, you start to realize like hyperfixating on appearance isn't like there's no reason.
There is. Not
Yeah.
no reason. Like it's not gonna give you the happiness you think you need. Because at the end of the day, like I'm happiest when I talk to people like you and I'm doing the things I love and I'm, doing what makes me feel good. It really honestly has nothing to do with how I look. I mean, throwing a cute outfit, obviously fix my hair, whatever, but like at the end of the day, I don't go throughout my life thinking like, oh, I love this person so much because they look this way. Like we don't think about life in that way. Don't think about yourself in that way.
No, I was really just about to say that actually. Like
And that's why
no one, yeah, and that's exactly why I'm here. That's why we get along.
literally, because it's like, just imagine, like, oh, I love you because you look this way. Like, that'd be a crazy, like, thing that we would do as a society.
No, and no, that's yeah. And like the thing is if someone is doing that to you, that's
I
not
don't want them in my
like
life.
your closest
So,
friends, your closest family are not they're not doing that to you.
please,
Like,
if you do
yeah.
that to me, the door's right there. Please never speak to me again.
Yeah, no, literally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely like that needed to be said. So,
Yeah, mic drop, boom. I think as we wrap this up, maybe we do a quick rapid fire and then I have one more question for you.
okay.
All right, here we
Yay.
go. Favorite running shoe?
Oh, Ultra.
They need to sponsor
Ultra,
me.
like I like experience form. That's what I run in like on a day to day.
Do you like Asics? My mom loves Asics.
I've never run an A6.
That's so interesting. You're gonna have to get a pair and let me know.
Okay. I'll keep you updated. It's hard to change a shoe though. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I love Ultra. Like they got a wide toe box, but they're not like wide for wide feet. They're like wide toe box for regular width feet. So,
If you change
yeah.
shoes, do you run differently, I wonder? Probably.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep. And if you change them and it's not right, that's like you get injured.
Oh my God. Speaking of injury, always bring it back, see? Favorite post-run or workout snack?
Um, Fruit. I just like I just love fruit and like the sugar, like it's so sweet and it's like hydrating. Like if I like after my swim meet, I had grapes and pineapple.
So yummy.
Yeah. And like that's like a classic, like very crunchy grapes and very sweet pineapple.
Because especially because we're in summer, like that's perfect. I love
Hmm.
that. Have you like seen people like I don't know, you probably like chug them. What am I kidding? I'm like talking like like you're an everyday person, but you're an athlete. Like it's those little like packets that you drink on your run. What am I talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the gels?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, I don't do gels. I always bring like actual food. Like I'll bring like watermelon, um,
Can you just stop to eat it real quick?
and I just stop, yeah. Or
Mhm.
like a banana. Like I have like a Brooks running belt,
Mhm.
and I've learned it's actually the perfect size for a banana.
Oh, we
It's
love
kind of
that.
like banana shaped too, so I just put one banana in there.
Really good.
I gels, oh my gosh,
The horror stories, probably.
they're so gross. Like there's some brands I can tolerate, but they're just they're too sweet and like chemical feeling for me.
Ew. Oh my God, that's so gross. One word to describe being an athlete.
Fun. Like I just do it because it's so like freaking fun. I love racing. Like it's fun.
I love that. What's your current coffee order?
Oh, iced Americano. 16 ounce typically.
You're so me.
No cream or sugar, straight black.
Okay, that's where we're different because like
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. How do you do that?
So good. I don't know. I love it. I like the bitter like taste.
What?
Yeah.
Favorite motivational quote. Just do it. Sponsor her.
Oh, no, this is like really funny. I was talking to someone about this the other day. Like, I think about like Teddy Roosevelt's Man in the Arena speech, like probably way more than any other human being. That's not
Oh,
really a motivational quote, but like, I don't know, there's just something about it. So I think about that a lot.
I love that. And for anyone maybe listening who's struggling with fueling or REDS, do you have anything that you want to tell them?
Um, I would say one, if you are struggling with fueling and like you're really noticing it affect your performance, definitely talk to a professional. Um, Second is sounds like cliche, you're not alone. It's not like embarrassing to be confused about fueling. And then third, trust your body and like trust that when you start eating like what you need and the amount of food and the types of food that you need, it'll improve your performance. So it's definitely worth like going to get that help and getting that figured out.
1,000%. And our bodies are so smart. Like, we just need to listen to them because they're speaking. They're telling us what they need.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for joining me, Alma. This was so much fun. I love chatting with you, and you just have to be a reoccurring guest. Like, we have to have you on multiple times.
Yeah, I feel like our like it's fun because I'm like, oh, I forget it's a podcast and I'm not just like talking to you. I'll be like, oh, this is getting like this is not. I don't know what the question was. This is getting a little rambly,
Right?
but it's
It's so funny because people are like, I'm so nervous to come on your podcast. And I'm like, for
no,
what?
I'm not. I'm so
Hour.
just like happy to like talk to you, and then I'm like, I don't actually know if anyone can follow what I said. I
No,
hope they can.
it's gap hour. And then we like throw in educational moments in there. And, honestly, I love it. And I love you. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to hear the rest of this research project.
Yes, I'm excited to keep you updated when I have actual results and can talk more about it. But I love you too. Thank you for having me.
You're a queen. It's so cool that you're like doing this and it's not like, I don't know, on rats or something. Like, I feel like so many studies have been done on animals instead of humans and stuff, but it's cool that you're actually studying human being performance. I just find that so cool.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah,
It's
I
not
love
cool
it.
that it's affecting people, but
Yeah,
it's kind of cool
yes,
in that regard.
cool
But
to learn about.
it is. It's cool to learn about, and it's cool that maybe like you studying it can change the cure. I don't know if there's a cure for it or anything like that, but can change, I guess, the diagnosis path and maybe hopefully better treatment.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I hope so. I hope there's some good clinical applications.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this. We need to take a picture if you want to.
Oh,
I
yes,
think
of
we
course.
always do it because
We always do.
we always do, and then you're gonna end up in like my monthly dump. So perfect.
Yay.
Here we go. Wait, let me do it sideways. It'll be better. So cute. Love you so much. We still need to hang out when you're like done being a damn genius.
Stop.
You're gonna cure cancer by the time we eventually hang on.
Oh no, I did cancer. I did cancer immunology before Berkeley, and
You should
I
study.
didn't cure anything.
Oh my God, you should study autonomic dysfunction. That'd be so interesting.
Okay, I can add to the list. There's
Yes.
a lot going on in my
And you
brain
can
all the
use
time.
me. You can use me as a little test study.
Well, yeah, we'll talk more about it. Well, I can get inspo from anything. I can create a research project pretty quick at this point. So,
Deal. And then you can study me.
yay!
I'll come in the lab. That's great.
Oh my gosh, yeah, then you can come to Berkeley. Yeah, that'd be
Exactly. You can just put me down in your like little, I don't know, lab and I'll just like chill in my I'll be like, hey guys, like
yeah.
I'm being this the subject today. I'll record. Everyone's gonna be like, what is she doing today?
My cutest subject.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, we'll definitely stay in touch. I can't wait to release this. Will you send me some like updated pictures for you?
Absolutely.
You're the best. Bye. So proud of you.
Bye.
Tell your dad I said hi. I love
Oh,
him.
I will. Yes.
I love him so much.
Absolutely.
I have him
Same.
on the pod. I think about that all the time. I'm just like, that was the most iconic thing. We had you, and then a few weeks later we had him. It was perfect.
It was iconic. I loved that. Yeah, he loved it too. So.
King. Bye.